This video is sponsored by AG1.
In this video, I'm going to show you the reliability score for all 32 car brands currently available in the UK, at least on a mainstream basis. And the bottom three don't contain Land Rover, Range Rover or Jaguar. That's right, folks. This one is quite surprising.
So it's the What Car Reliability Survey we're looking at, and these are all cars under 5 years old. And the respondents to this survey were asked, has the car had an issue in the last 2 years? Basically something that's meant the car needs to go back to the dealership. We're looking at 32 brands available in the UK. You won't find some recent entrants like BYD in here, but I'm sure they'll follow in probably the next year's survey. Interesting results in this one. There are some companies in here that have historically had a really bad reputation for reliability, and we've seen some quite big improvements. And the opposite is also true. There are some that used to be giants, it's certainly reputationally, and they're really quite low down on the list. So interesting stuff in this. Let's crack straight on without further ado. Number one is Lexus. No massive surprise here. In fact, with the first couple, there aren't any massive surprises. 98.3% reliability. The 2014 to 21 version of the NX got 99.8% reliability. The current version of the NX is second at 99.4%, and the Lexus UX is 99.3%. The UX, by far and away, my least favourite Lexus, by the way. Number two is Toyota, obviously the mother brand of Lexus, 97.4%. The 2011 to 2020 Yaris scored 99.3%, and the current Yaris isn't far behind with a rating of 98.6%. Yaris Cross gets 98%. Amazing MPG in all those as well. Look at this, number three. Mini have not had a good reputation for reliability. One of my chums that watches the videos can certainly attest to that after having an engine go on his. And I know several people just within my network that have had engines die, really serious issues. And the cost of doing something like a clutch on some of them is incredible, simply because of the amount of labour required. So Mini haven't had the best of reputations, and it's great to see them starting to turn things around, according to this survey, at least 97.2%. The Mini Clubman that's just been phased out has been the most reliable at 97.9%, the Mini Electric at 97.6%, and the Mini Convertible at 97.1%. Number four, Suzuki, 96.9%. Only 8% of Suzuki model owners told us about any issues, and 44% of issues were resolved in a day or less. Vitara is the most robust, followed by the Swift. Now, as one or two of you know, I've had a few health issues of late, and it's really sort of made me evaluate my lifestyle. I've even started going to the gym. I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. And I've just been trying to improve my nutrition overall. And that's where today's sponsors AG1 come in to help. AG1 is a powerfully simple daily supplement that's a blend of over 70 minerals, vitamins, and whole food source nutrients that can really help you in certain ways. Primarily for me, I'm using AG1 to try and help me with my sort of sustained energy throughout the day. I don't drink normal coffee anymore. I only drink decaf, and I'm really lacking that little bit of buzz I used to get from caffeine. And AG1 supports that sort of sustained daily energy. It also gives you your daily dose of things like vitamin C and zinc, which can help support your immune health. And I'm also hoping things like biotin and vitamin A can help repair a bit of my hair. You never know, stranger things have happened. I drink AG1 every morning, and it's quickly become part of my daily routine, and preparing it couldn't be simpler. Simply take the product out of the fridge, get 250 ml of water and add 1 heaped scoop and give it a really good shake. What you're left with then is a delicious drink, and I truly mean that. I wouldn't expect any supplement to taste as good as this does. It's not a chore. I actually really enjoy my AG1 every morning, and I think it sets me up to hopefully make better decisions when it comes to health and nutrition throughout the day. So what are you waiting for? Go to drinkag1.com/definitely-not-a-guru now. You'll save 20% when you subscribe. You'll also get a 1 year's free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. And on top of that, you'll get 5 travel sachets of AG1.
What more could you ask for? Go and check it out now, link in the video description, or just go to drinkag1.com/definitely-not-a-guru, or you can click on this QR code. Massive thanks again to AG1 for sponsoring this video, it's greatly appreciated.
Now, if you didn't know, you can't buy a new Mitsubishi car in the UK anymore. They've basically pulled out of the market, certainly with their cars. To be fair, when they left the market, they didn't have anything massively exciting on sale anymore. And although some of the cars are massively reliable, perhaps not the most exciting things to drive or to live with. 96.2% reliability rating nonetheless. The Outlander plug-in hybrid's the only one they can report on, reliability rating of 97.2%. Now Honda are 6th, and most manufacturers would be really happy to be 6th, but Honda are usually either 1st, 2nd or 3rd. So they're going to be disappointed with this result, I'm sure. 95.9%. The 2015 to 2020 Jazz was the best one at 98.5%, and the current Jazz Hybrid at 98.4%. Aircon and non-engine electrics were the main culprits. Virtually all faulty cars could still be driven. So probably things that are an inconvenience more than a bit of a liability. You know, if you can still drive the car, it's not the end of the world, but it is still a pain in the bum. Number 7's Hyundai, 94.3%. The 2015 to 2020 Tucson performed best at 98.8%, but petrol and hybrid versions of the Ioniq were best. The i10 did quite well as well. Number 8 is Kia, obviously sister brand of Hyundai. Similar results to Hyundai really, but 53% of Kias were out of action for more than a week, which is pretty poor. Hybrid versions of the Neo did best, with just 5% of owners reporting a fault. The Neo EV has been dependable too, with a reliability rating of 94.7%. The Picanto city car also fared well. Number 9 is good old Volvo, a reliability rating of 93.7. Although Volvo has a high overall fault rate of 20%, most problems are sorted out quickly and at little or no cost to the owners. Hybrid versions of the XC40 had the highest scores at 99%, and hybrid XC60s almost as good with a rating of 98%. Number 10 is Tesla. Okay, so Tesla have long had this reputation of appalling build quality and iffy reliability, etc. I've said for a while that's a thing of the past, in my opinion. You may find the odd car out there that's had problems, but I think since they've moved manufacturing to China for us, for our cars, like it or not, the build quality has gone up. Our Model Y's got, I don't know, 6,000 miles on it now. There's not a rattle or a squeak in it. I recently had the new Model 3 in for review, and it was superb. Like, the build quality was phenomenal. It was as good as anything else out in the market. 93.6% reliability for Tesla. The American EV brand has achieved a huge turnaround in the quality and reliability of its cars, jumped from 19th place in last year's survey to 10th place. The Model S is the worst offender at 83.9%, which obviously you can't buy here anymore, not as a right-hand drive anyway. But the Model Y is up there with the best of the electric cars with a rating of 97.4%. Owners told us they got a great level of service when things went wrong, with 97% of remedial work done for free and 60% of cars fixed in a day or less. Right, so we've looked at the top 10. Let's go through the rest of the list here. Number 11's Dacia. Obviously, they're fairly basic cars. There's not a ton to go wrong compared to some brands. If you want a reliable, cheap car, then Dacia seems to be something to look at. If you want a driving experience, probably don't. Number 12, BMW. I think they'd be disappointed with that result. BMW used to have a phenomenal reputation for reliability, and it does seem to have slipped slightly over the years. Now you can see we've got Mazda there at 13, but just keep in mind that 5 of the top 6 brands were Japanese. And let's have a look at the other Japanese ones. Mazda at 13, Nissan at 19, although, to be fair, Nissan are as French as they are Japanese now, really. And then have we got any others? Subaru, of course. Subaru, 27. So you have to say, for the sort of Japanese reliability thing, it is the old guard, really, is it not? You know, Nissan and Subaru certainly lagging behind a bit. Citroen at 14. I think that's the highest. Yeah, it is. Citroen's the highest placed Stellantis group brand, followed by Fiat, also Stellantis group. When we see some of the other brands from Stellantis much further down the list, it's interesting. Number 16, Skoda. That's the highest placed VW Audi group brand in this list. Porsche at number 20, which is a massive shame. You know, Porsche is that enthusiast driver's brand, and the fact they're at 20 on a reliability list is not fantastic, and it's not the first time either. They generally don't perform particularly well in reliability stakes. And then we've got Audi at 26, another VW Audi group car, of course, and then right at the bottom, number 32, is Cupra with 82.4%, which is shocking. Bearing in mind, right, folks, this is cars under 5 years old, and if they've needed to go back to the dealer in the last 2 years, nearly 18% of Cupras have. This is a great shame. I really like Cupra as a brand. I've had the full Mentor, I've had my friend's Cupra Leon, and they're brilliant things to drive. Just really nice cars. And what's more puzzling is that Seat at number 18, and obviously Seat and Cupra are basically one and the same. Number 16, Skoda. Just think back to, certainly when I was at school, every car joke going was about a Skoda or a Lada. It was stuff like, why does a Skoda have a heated back bumper so you could warm your hands while you're pushing it? All that kind of stuff. They're now the highest ranked brand in this reliability survey in the VW Audi group. Number 17 is Ford, no great shakes there. 19, Nissan. 21, Peugeot. 22, Volkswagen. Again, you know, VW reliability was a thing that people spoke about at great length years ago, and I think they need to return to form on that front. Number 23, Renault. Number 24, Mercedes, another one of these brands that used to have a fantastic rep and it's slipped away a bit over the years. Number 25, MG. Number 26, Audi. That's a shocking result for Audi. When we look at the difference in percentage here, it's small numbers we're talking about, and obviously we're only talking about 20,000 people. But still, would Audi want to be behind MG and Mercedes and Renault and Dacia in a reliability survey? No, they wouldn't. Number 27, Subaru. We've already spoken about, you know, the lowest of the Japanese brands in this list. 28 and 29, Land Rover and Jaguar. The only surprise there is that they're not lower down. Next two are Stellantis brands, Vauxhall and Alfa Romeo. Alfa have always had a bit of a dodgy reputation for reliability, to say the least. But Vauxhall's an interesting one when you think they share so much with Citroën, for example, and Fiat and Peugeot. I'd expect them to probably fare a little bit higher up than they do. And once again, Cupra at the end there. I hope you've enjoyed that video, folks. I'd like you to give it a thumbs up, and I'd like you to leave a comment letting me know your thoughts on this. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And a massive thanks once again to AG1 for sponsoring this video. The link is in the video description. Thanks ever so much. Catch you on the next one.